I have spent the last 3 decades walking through front doors that don't belong to me, often for the purpose of reimagining what lies beyond, sometimes just to visit. I've come to understand that what matters most in a home is a sense of connection, a deep link to the space, what has taken place there or will, and the objects inside. Without this, a room can be beautiful, but it can also feel impersonal. I've been in expensive homes full of expensive things that somehow still felt empty. The rooms said nothing. Where had the people who lived there come from? What did they do for joy? What moments did they celebrate together as a family? Everything was too perfect, and I've always felt that the cracks are how the light gets in, to borrow a lyric from Leonard Cohen. Connection in a space is an abstract notion. How you achieve it can come about organically. For a room to be successful, and by that I mean a room that feels like a reflection of you and what works for how you live your life, it needs to be personal and have history, character, and a developed vision. My 4 tenets of good design are not rules to follow, as much as they are a framework to help you think about design, not just as something pretty to look at, but something that inspires you to be the best version of yourself in the moments when no one is watching. 1. Make it personal. I've always believed in the power of things. There's both alchemy and magic in their ability to transport us to a place, a time, a loved one, a memory. If the objects you choose to live with do not tell the story of you, if they do not help you move through your space with a sense of joy and familiarity, then you haven't yet arrived where I'm hoping to take you now. Even though it may look beautiful, what you've created is not really your home, but more like a showroom, a copy of somebody else's ideas. A favorite book displayed prominently on your coffee table, artwork that represents all the places you've called home, a collection of antique silver frames started by your grandmother, continued by you. These pieces say more about you as a person than most of the other design decisions that you will make. Every designer has their own process. For me, creating a home starts with getting to know my clients, at times better than they know themselves. Their willingness to open up is the price of having a home that reflects them. That level of introspection doesn't come from scrolling through their Pinterest board or Instagram feed. It doesn't happen after 1 or 2 or even 10 meetings to look at pages pulled from a magazine. That's mainly just noise. It doesn't tell me enough about who they are and what they want to see mirrored back at them in their space. I have a sociological approach to decorating. I want to know what someone's favorite book is and why, their favorite thing to make in the kitchen and how they serve it. Does everybody pile up around the island or do they sit at a beautifully set table? With these answers, I can make decisions about seating, storage, floor plans, even whether the serving dishes are kept on display. As this chapter unfolds, I'll be asking you to open up, to turn inward instead of outward for inspiration, to ask yourself the questions that really matter, and to be honest in your answers, to quiet the noise. I want you to create a home truly tailored to you, one that speaks to who you are, where you came from, and the beautiful and meaningful life you aspire to live. Where are you from? I love the phrase putting down roots. It speaks not just to our current self, but to the history that we're making, the heritage that we're bringing with us into a space, our roots. How our past becomes a part of our home can look and feel many different ways. Maybe you've inherited your great-grandmother's good dishes and need a way to display them. Maybe reconnecting with your Mexican heritage means covering your favorite armchair with a colorful Otami fabric or setting the table with hand-embroidered placemats. Finding meaningful ways to include these types of objects in your home story is always energy well spent. They're not just a representation of where you come from, but a connection to your memories of that place. My goal in designing a space is always to remind people of the best times of their lives. When the world outside feels overwhelming, these gestures inside, the ones that remind us of our own stories and history, can help keep us balanced. Where have you been? Many years ago, I was renovating my first studio apartment in New York City. It had a tiny kitchen with 4 upper cabinets and 4 lower, and I wanted to find interesting hardware for the doors. I searched all
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.